Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Making money as a content creator. I'm gonna tell you what, I've talked about several other businesses, and I probably talked about being a YouTube content creator and all the videos I've made. But you know how I go on the flow. Making money as a content creator, because let's be real, you can make a lot of money. You got some millionaires on as content creators, especially on YouTube, but you also got content in other places. Like, people know me mainly for YouTube, but I also have 2 Patreons. I have two things on Vimeo, both on-demand videos and also Rom TV, that's on Vimeo. And we got a few other things, doing some affiliate marketing and all of that, making money through affiliates. I got so much. I'm making money from some stuff I don't even talk about. Oh, man. But here's the key to it. Here's the key. The key to really making money as a content creator is being unique in what you present. Even if it's something that somebody else is talking about, most of us are talking about something different. I mean, like, that's connected with something that somebody else is talking about. If one person's talking about it, trust me, 1,000 more are. But what's the difference between one person talking about a certain subject and getting, at least 100,000 subs, 1,000,000 subs, and then somebody else saying the same thing and might even be presenting better information, and they can't crack 1,000 subs. The difference is how they present it. The difference is in what they're talking about, and indeed presenting as best as possible a unique angle to it, as best as possible. Like, so I don't care what it is, somebody else is talking about it, but what is it about you that's making money as a content creator? What is it about you that make people want to watch you? And this is very important. This is very important because you have to think about it. And yes, you want to have a good background, just like you vending. Because, I always have something a little bit behind me. I'm not just doing stuff, or I'm doing stuff in front of the bookcase, or even when I'm doing a car video. All right, that's cool. That's cool. And I'm going to tell you what, there's some people, they'll have the great backgrounds and all of that and still not doing well. But you got to have some type of, you got to present information, whatever you're doing, in such a way people want to come back. And it has to be valuable information. And it could be anything. It don't have to be like, a lot of people in this section will talk about relationships and all of that. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But you could be someone teaching people how to be a barber. See, that's an important thing too. But you're doing it in an interesting way where people can learn. See, first of all, think about what you have expertise in. What do you know? See, one of the things I've found, the people who actually know what they're talking about, for the most part, are the ones winning. Now, you got some people who stealing from other people and all of that, and they got the right setup and everything, Okay, but those are very rare. If you notice, the people who consistently get like the attention, they're getting the money and everything, they actually deal with a lot of practical stuff. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people who have like big followings on social media making money as a content creator, and they ain't doing anything that's standard entertainment or gossip or anything like that, or getting into beefs or anything like that. They might be presenting the news. I happened to see a gentleman's YouTube, and he was talking about politics. And he was an older gentleman. He had everything set up and everything, and all he was talking about was politics. But there's people interested. So think about your level of expertise, and then think about your audience. Now, the thing is, you start the videos. You want to get into an algorithm that can draw people. So think about the titles. And really, I'm going to tell you what, you just need to be consistent. See, that's another thing too. You need to be consistent. You need to present information from your angle. You need to know it and be consistent. Let me get back to the know it thing. You need to at least convince the people you know it. So you need to speak with authority on it. You need to speak with authority when you're talking about something. People need to trust what you're saying, even if it's some straight bullshit. I'm serious. There's some people out here. I ain't calling any names. They're on some straight bullshit, but they sound authoritative in that. So you want to do that, and then you want to build up a community of people who are feeling what you're saying. Now, see, that can take a while. But what'll happen is this: once you get on there, and you start getting those first few subs, at least one of them, really a lot of them, but let's just say at least one may share your information with someone and say, yo, check this out. You start getting word of mouth. Of course, when you have certain titles, you get into an algorithm. Like people will do a search on something. They'll have a list. Okay, they might see your video in there. Or you in the recommended. And, a lot of people, they'll watch the video and they'll have it on autoplay. So that'll come up, or they're in there. Like, think about the titles. So, okay, that's getting everything out there, but it still comes down to actually knowing what you're talking about and being consistent with whatever your position is. Now, let me be clear. There's going to be some people who are going to disagree with you. There's going to be some trolls. There's going to be all of that. But you keep your eyes focused on the prize. Now, like I said, I was using an example of someone teaching people how to barber. Know what you're talking about. Stay consistent. And one of the main things you have to do, and I've talked about this constantly. I touched on it when I was talking about being in a circle with entrepreneurs earlier. You really have to stick it out. And all you need is that one tipping point. Like, you might be like low subs, but then the right person to see you. The right person to start shouting you out. I want to shout out especially O'Shea Duke Jackson. When I first got started, he was one of my earliest supporters, and he would shout me out. Boom. BGS Itmore, he would shout me out. Obsidian, Mamiya Obsidian Ali, he would shout me out. So you want to make those connections, but regardless of all that other stuff, you got to have good material to begin with. And you have to present it in an authoritative way, so know what you're talking about. Like, one of the things I do, I avoid talking about stuff I have no idea about. In fact, I've had people say, hey, what you talk about this? One, I don't take requests anyway. Two, if I don't know about something, I don't want to talk about it. If I don't have any idea, or I don't have a strong opinion on it. Like, I know a lot, but I don't know everything. And some stuff I know about, but I'm neutral. I don't know anything good or bad about it. And I don't just want to just talk just to be talking. Know what you're talking about. Be sure of it. And find your expertise. And here's a final thing. I know, like I said, people will talk about something or give their angle on something else. Try as best as possible to have something unique with yourself, as best as possible. Yes, there's somebody else talking about it, but it might not be that many people talking about it. Like, I talk a lot about sexual charisma on my main channel. Now, I did a YouTube search on it. I was like, wait a minute, how come all my videos are popping up? I mean, yeah, a few other people talked about it, but I'm like, damn. And there's a lot of other stuff I did on my main channel that a lot of people weren't talking about. People are talking about it now, talking about stuff like the imprint and the house of the man, select and non-select. And now other people talking about it. But the thing was, nobody was talking about it before I started talking about it. So try to, as best as possible, try to find your niche. Don't do something just because somebody else is doing it. Yeah, like, I'm gonna tell you what, you can win with it depending on your presentation, or you could also lose with it because there's so many people talking about the same thing. Try to be the best way ultimately. The primary way is to know what you're talking about. Share your expertise in somebody's interest. It could be cooking. Like that's the beauty of, and that's the beauty of social media. I don't care what your skill is. Somebody else wants it. Your skill could be knitting. And you get on there and you knit, say do this. Somebody gonna watch it. And as you grow, you can go on to other stuff. So anyway, that's it for this one. And you know the deal. Main reason you want to be that content creator. Let's go make that money.